Soy Andrea Calle, estoy aquí con el Octágono y hoy tengo el placer de estar entrevistando al presidente de la UFC, Dana White. Dana, thank you so much for being here with us. The first thing I wanted to ask you is, we know you're very used to touring, you know, doing all the PR and for every single event. How has this one changed or varied from the rest of PR tours that you have done before?
Well, it's been a while since I've gone from city to city to city like I did for this trip, but the fact that this fight is in Brazil, you know, there's tons of energy and buzz and excitement in Brazil for the UFC. 40 million people will watch this fight this weekend. I needed to make sure that people here in the United States know what's going on. So I've been traveling, I've been in Vegas, LA, New York, and Miami in the last 2 days.
Wow. All right. We know that this is the beginning for a lot of Latin American events. What is coming up for all the Latin American countries about the UFC, you know, having events down there?
Well, we know that the you know, Latinos love fighting, and traditionally, you know, Latinos have dominated the weight classes and the lighter weights in boxing for years, and we know that's going to happen here in the UFC too. So we are working hard. You know, it took us a while to get down to Brazil. We're doing this fight there. We're working on a fight in Mexico City right now in Mexico, and taking this thing all over the you know, South America.
Awesome. Also, I wanted to ask, what do you think about the pressure that the actual Brazilian fighters have, you know, being that they're going to be fighting in their own country? Do you think they have more pressure than the rest of the fighters, or what do you think about that?
I don't know. The guys who are fighting on this card, you know, you got Anderson Silva, you got Shogun Rua, you've got Nogueira. These guys have all been in big fights. They've all been world champions. They fought in Japan in front of 100,000 people. They fought in the United States and other places around the world. I actually think it'll be a lot more comfortable for them fighting in their home country. I think that, you know, they get to stay at their own houses, they get to train, and then shoot over to the arena. I think it's actually going to be better.
Awesome. I also wanted to ask you, besides the main event, what other fight are you looking up to watching?
Well, the whole card is great. The card is a really good card. There's 2 other fights on the main card that are exciting, and the entire undercard is great.
Awesome. And the last question: will I have a chance of actually interviewing Dana White in the near future in Spanish?
Actually, it's funny you should say that. The last interview that I just did, I said, you know what, man, I got to learn how to speak Spanish. So I actually think I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on speaking Spanish. So maybe in the next couple of years, maybe I could do a little bit of Spanish, you know.
That would be great. Thank you, Dana White, for bringing us today in El Octágono. Y esto fue Andrea Calle para ustedes en El Octágono.
Visit El Octágono for all the latest in MMA, news, fight results, interviews, live event coverage, podcast, and video capsules. All this and much more in Spanish. Find all your MMA needs here inside El Octágono, the #1 source dedicated 100% to MMA in Spanish. eloctagono.com